Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group A. We represent on the service lining of establishing retirement planning based on responding EPF balance contribution and expectation of the target group. So this group is consisted of 5 students, which namely Nur Safia binti Hassan, Rosilawati binti Ramli, Sharfa binti Sayyid Azhar, Muhammad Farhan bin Samsudin, and Nazifah binti Nazir. My name is Sharfana binti Sayyid Azhar, and firstly, I will share our findings and the condition of the Poor Responder Retirement Fund. So, let's see the objective of this study. The objective of this study are to establish the retirement planning based on the respondent EPF balance and contribution or the expectation of the target group, to make a comparison of EPF contributor based on the calculated retirement fund, and to provide solution and recommendation to EPF contributor in the retirement fund. Actually, our team is undertaking primary research in order to retrieve the original data that was collected by an individual. So as a result, when having an interview process, this actually provide a numbers of benefit when the respondent is in charge of their own data. So in terms of research, we have 2 EPF contributors that have let us collect data from them throughout this process. Okay, they are as follows. First is Nur Syazani Izzati binti Salmi. This is the first respondent. She is currently 25 years old and works as a teacher in Selangor. Muhammad Syazal Irfan bin Salimi is our second respondent. He is 23 years old and works in Perak as a policeman. So both of them contribute to EPF and have their personal saving. So besides, both of them, they have their own typical income range, which varies depending on job category, education levels, and grade. So, okay, let's load data and see how retirement planning data is calculated. Here is respondent 1. She is currently 35 years old and will retire at the age of 60. She will probably work for another 35 years before retiring. She also aims to live for another 30 years after retiring with a monthly allowance of around 10,000 ringgit. Therefore, we compute using 2.42% of leisure rate and 3.5% of growth rate. So the adjusted rate will be 3.98%. So as an outcome, her good annual amount of retirement age 16 will be 227,107 ringgit and 48 cents per year and 23,092 ringgit and 29 cents per month. Therefore, her present value totals amount needed to last retirement time at the age 16 will be 4,801,809 ringgit and 55 cents per year and 30,336 ringgit and 97 cents per month. Okay then, the data for respondent 2 is different. The correspondent 2 is now 23 years old and plans to retire at the age of 60. Before retiring, he will most likely to work for another 37 years and he expected to live for another 25 years after retirement with a monthly allowance of around 7,000 ringgit. Therefore, we also use the same rate, which is 2.42% of inflation rate and 6.5% of growth rate in our calculation. So the adjusted rate will be 3.98%. So as an outcome, his target future value annual amount of age 60 will be 203,477 ringgit and 24 cents per year and 16,956 ringgit and 44 cents per month. Whereas her present value total amount needed to retire at age 60 will be 3,184,256 ringgit per year and 10,640 ringgit and 19 cents per month. Thus, there was the full data collecting process as well as the information gathering and computing planning we did with their data. So I will hand off the following section to my friend.
Okay, next we go to the solution and suggestion to the respondent. First, real estate as a retirement investment. I recommend respondent if they want to have a continuous income after retirement, they are suggested to do real rental estate as a retirement investment plan. Real rental estate can be a good source of retirement income. Real estate can serve as an ongoing source of retirement income, thereby generating passive income, where it will save your retirement and give your income after your retirement. Not only that, it also put less pressure on saving. Real estate investment also can be considered a smart investment if they want to diversify their asset during their senior years while continuously earning income. Next, if respondent need to borrow money from a bank to buy rental property, they are suggested to do so before retirement. Besides that, respondents are recommended to choose and find property in a good location because it is more important than finding the cheapest property. This is because the price of the property will be higher in the good location. Second, I recommend them to invest through EPFI Invest. Saving through the EPF are usually not enough for some people to use in old age. Therefore, saving through EPFI Invest can increase their investment amount. The platform, launched in August 2019, enables them to increase their retirement saving by placing a portion of their EPF saving in approved unit trust fund. This gives them the opportunity to partially increase their retirement portfolio at higher rate. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Samsudin, material number 26125. Okay, today I will present about the solution suggestion. For the third suggestion, I suggest that they become member of the EPF Member Investment Scheme, EPF MIS. They should use the Member Investment Scheme MIF if they want to diversify their portfolio and increase the retirement saving. Even so, they also need to pay off their debts as soon as possible so that they can put more money aside for long-term investment. This is because a member will now be required to have a higher number of saving in their EPF account in order to participate in the EPF Member Investment Saving (EPF MIS) program. This suggestion was backed up by the fact that even by adding just 1% or more, a higher amount can be generated and it can be done. Next, I recommended them to invest in unit trusts. Unit trust investment allow them to earn dividend on an annual basis. Unit trusts are a collective investment tools where investor capital is pooled into a single fund to be managed by professional fund manager. The fund will be invested in a diversified portfolio of equities, fixed income security and other assets permitted by the deed in addition to the Securities Commission SC guideline on unit trust fund. There are several categories such as income fund which profit through the distribution of dividend each year, capital growth fund where profit through capital appreciations, balance fund which is the return through income and capital growth in addition to maintain investment capital. Lastly, I suggest the respondent to ensuring more of the asset remain in the EPF. In commonly with many country and pension institutions, the EPF and the Malaysian pension system of course face many challenges and will need to continually adapt to face a demographic challenge from rising longevity and falling birth rate. As highlighted above, the key challenge include ensuring more of the asset remain in the EPF for longer rather than being withdrawn at 50 and 55, so the ultimate balance are higher and have to fund fewer year of retirement. Moreover, Malaysia we need to ensure broader pension coverage, particularly of workers in the informal labour market. This is perhaps the biggest challenge in the modern pension. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nazifah binti Nazir, my metric number 263808. So I will continue present on lesson learned from what we have learned from this case study. So first, from this case study shows how discipline process to create and execute a long-run investment. So from this, when the EPF funds grew in size, it was enabled to exploit the economies of scale in administrations and investment that enable cost to reduce significantly as a share asset under management to enhance net free returns. Okay, the important lesson from this case study of the EPF is the change from the policy environment, stringent governance process, developing expertise, a clear focus on the best interest of members, and exploiting economies of scale in administration and investment. So it should be useful to wide range of audience interest in improving the performance of pension funds or interest in starting their own journey or setting up a retirement savings scheme. So that's all from me. Thank you.